these circumstances. They mad cause I pulled up in a ghost like Casper. All I wanna do is live happily ever after and laughter. I gave my opinion but didn't get recognition cause my few minutes of fame was interrupted like Taylor Swift. They switch on you like a stick shift. And you don't need a need for speed to catch my drift. I didn't have both parents, like Fairly Odd Parents, to grant my every single wish. Life wasn't perfect and good. If I came across a genie lamp like Aladdin, the only thing I wish is that somebody would reach out a helping hand and help this boy become a man. The wrong way is the only way I know, but if you put me on your shoulders, I could understand. Dear Lance Brazelton, I have never stopped and took the time to give you the proper congratulations you deserve. And I want you to know that you finally found me. Who would have thought that baby boy, born on November 10th, 1994, growing up without his father in his life due to his incarceration, being raised in a house full of women who were yearning for security. Who would have thought that kid would grow up to be the man you are today? It almost seemed like Mission Impossible. But the entire process was possible because you had God on your side. I know sometimes you maybe stop to question the reality of things because you did not have an identification of exactly where you were going. You were just navigating from an internal compass that was embedded in your soul. Your mother has placed an umbrella of protection over your life. Diamonds, that's something your mother never had. But you're the most precious gem she has ever held in her hands. There's layers to my congratulations to you. That first layer starts with thank you for simply accepting your role. When your Auntie Leanie was on her deathbed, I remember when you gave her a hug for the last time while air was still in her lungs. You made a promise to her that you would be the one to take care of the family. You had no idea how vast those pair of shoes were. Because that family that you made that oath to, it doesn't stop with just your bloodline. That family you accepted that unspoken obligation to continues to distribute itself. Once you accomplish it for your family, that's when you start to provide a platform for every kid that looks like you, for every kid that doesn't look like you but does think like you, for every kid that feels misunderstood, for every kid that feels like they're crazy, when in reality, they're merely a misunderstood genius because you have been there before and you have walked many miles in those shoes, and still to this day, they are on your feet. The next layer to my congratulations is thank you for having faith in the process and in the construction of what God was really building inside of you. There was many times when you took so many risks. You took so many risks. Just looking back at it, I would think it was something wrong with you. But you had faith, which gives those risks reassurance to where you were not hesitant to jump from the nest. Even when you did not necessarily know how to fly, you still jumped because you were walking in the footsteps of faith. In the footsteps of faith, you had to step out. And like a baby bird in mama's nest, you had to jump out. I remember when you separated yourself from your family and you purposely made a sacrifice that both of us know no one else in this world has made. But by purposely putting yourself through a traumatic experience, you have literally created the resume for the rest of your life. Legacy Heist, The Missing Treasure in America. To have someone entrust their life story in your hands when they were once a complete stranger, that is one of the highest honors any writer could possibly have in their lifetime. No matter how much money you have, nothing measures to what it feels like when somebody entrusts everything they have ever seen, endured, struggle with, give you that transparency and trust you with that narrative. And you did an extremely great job. And I want you to know that that traumatic experience that you purposely put yourself through is now tattooed on your soul. Everything from this point on, you can teleport to that mindset on command because you have been there and you went there during a transformational time in your life to where you could afford to make that sacrifice. The next layer of my congratulations to you is I want to congratulate you for your consistency. You bridged the gaps of your life with the consistency of your daily contributions. And it almost seems like Mission Impossible. But because you had faith and you knew God was watching you and guiding that internal compass, you never hesitated. Not once. You sacrificed jobs over and over and over when you did not have a second plan because you simply believed in your purpose. Call it insanity, some would say. But a community of people who understand their purpose would disagree. You took your life to drastic measures because you knew the world drastically needed you. Not necessarily you as a human being, but you as an instrument in what you have the ability to offer. The next layer of my congratulations to you. This is probably the biggest, most important quote of my congratulations. I congratulate you on everything you have ever done and accomplished, but the one thing that stands out the most is you have broken generational poverty in your family. I remember watching you grow up. There were points in time where you thought you were helping your family, but in reality, you were merely enabling a curse that was merely dormant during your childhood years. And to see you change the dynamics of that and the rippling effect on what that has on your brothers, your sisters, when they look up and see you as an example. Growing up, you, your younger sister, and your cousin, who's basically your sister, you didn't have anyone who could really speak to your vulnerabilities. You had to navigate with that internal compass that was planted in your soul. You had to be entrusted with the process when it comes to that umbrella of protection that your mom prayed and placed over your life. But the depth of what it means when you go back and visit your grandmother's house to this day, your little brother, your little sisters, your mother, your grandmother, the way they look at you is priceless. The impact of simply seeing the image of Lance at his grandmother's house, the impact of that is something that you will never understand, because you have to keep up with the momentum of what's motivating and inspiring them to not only think different, but execute and do different. Your family has completely transformed, and this is merely just the beginning to a lifelong journey that's going to provide opportunities for so many. You are a mentor to millions and didn't have any idea that you were paving a foundation that will automatically be looked up to. The numbers don't lie. Statistics have told you over and over in your research how many can relate to those circumstances. And to be able to have relevance that's sharp enough to penetrate anything from the perspective of a universal message. I have never stopped and took the time to tell you this, but Lance, I am proud of you. I remember when your Auntie Lena was on her deathbed and you had hugged her for the last time. When you were leaving, you had asked your mother and your uncle over and over, you asked them, was she proud of you? Was she proud of you? Was she proud of you? I remember your Uncle Hayward telling you, why would she not be proud of her nephew? You can't see from your own perspective the impact that you have on others. I want to say thank you for believing and having faith in that internal compass embedded in your soul. Because You followed orders and walked out your purpose. You have literally set me free. I have been incarcerated by circumstances. My creativity has been caged for so long. But because you have faith, you set me free. And I want to say congratulations, because you have finally found me. Not from Lance, but from the heart of his soul.